This is The Launch, episode 17 for April 8th, 2025. Streaming from the beautiful Pacific Northwest and the mighty American West Coast, we greet you all a good morning, a good evening, or whenever your timeline may fall, time-appropriate greetings indeed, one and all. This is The Launch. My name is Chris.
And I'm Angela.
Hello, Angers. We have a few things to get into before we kick off the show. We'd love it if you called us or left us a voicemail. We'll have the lines open after our song this week. That phone number is 774-462-5667. Yeah, that's 774-462-5667. Also, the podcast is live on Tuesdays, 11:30 a.m. Pacific, 2:30 p.m. Eastern, 7:30 p.m. UTC at jblive.tv or jblive.fm if you want to go direct. Grab a Podcasting 2.0 app. It'll be in your feed. It's real easy. And then we come out Wednesday mornings. We'd love it if you joined us in the chat room. That's linked at weeklylaunch.rocks. Between the phone, the chat room, and the boost, there's a lot of great ways to get a hold of us and chat with us. And we often have something we want to ask you. You know, we get a lot of good feedback on this show, and one that I think we're going to hear from this week is music. I think we're going to hear a lot about your music choice. At least I hope so. Because Angers, let's say, saying you're into music is kind of putting it mildly, but you're definitely into music.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know how else to put it, but
I am very passionate about it. And this subset of music that I'm going to talk about is encouraging music in our kids, right? So Abby joined band a couple years ago and plays the flute, which I played the flute all through school. And she has the passion and talent just like I did. And it's amazing. She's first flute, right?
I mean, you're underselling it. I mean, the girl's a whiz.
Yeah, I mean,
she's got perfect pitch.
Yes.
She's like a computer when it comes to getting the pitch right.
Mm-hmm.
It's incredible. And she can just hear a song and then start picking it up and just replicate it on the flute or something.
Yep.
It's incredible.
Yeah. And you should see her at like the pep band. Like she super enjoys it. Like so much that I'm going to seem like such a sap. But I literally watched her from across the gym and I started crying. Like it was so it was so cool to see her so into it. It was really cool. But the other thing is that I was really hoping that more than one of our children would be interested in music.
We did end up
form of band.
With three of them.
Yeah.
A boy and two girls.
Yeah. Dylan missed the boat. He's not going to do music creation, at least.
He probably got his dad's musical talent.
I don't know, maybe.
Which is to say not much.
Well, yeah, no, I don't know. I think he could rock it, but who knows? But Bella, so in our school district, you can't do band until 6th grade. And before 6th grade, I was like, what do I need to do, right? She had gotten a clarinet at one point. You got her a clarinet in 4th grade, I think, over the summer. And she learned to play it really fast. And I was like, this is so good.
It's a good sign.
But then by the time registration occurred for 6th grade, she didn't want to. So 6th grade started, she chose art and tech, right? And she finished art the first semester. And as we were approaching the second semester, I told her, like, I don't think it's too late to join band, and the band teacher, I had already talked with her and she was okay with Bella joining. But Bella had decided on her own that in 7th grade she was going to join band. But then she started the tech portion of art and tech this semester and did not like it at all. So 5 or 6 weeks into this semester, we switched her to band and she chose trumpet and she is rocking it. So here's a couple things. One, I did bribe her. I don't know if I told you this, but before she actually chose to do band on her own, right? I had said, I will give you $30 a month for this semester and weekly Taco Bell for the duration of your band career. Like, so once a week, she can just say, I want Taco Bell, and I will take her to Taco Bell.
How do I get this deal?
Right? And so anyway, she started trumpet lessons yesterday. Because even though, like, she's only been playing for like 5 or 6 weeks, but she already had a concert and played 2 out of 4 songs, and she's doing really good. it's just nice to have somebody that knows how to play trumpet because, Abby and I, we can only help her so much. So she started trumpet lessons yesterday. And the guy was so surprised that she had just started 5 or 6 weeks ago because she has really good tone. Now, one thing Abby and I wouldn't have known is that she needs a bigger mouthpiece. She's got your lower lip. Her lips are so big or not so big. Her lips are big enough that the mouthpiece that came with the loaner that we have from the school is not sufficient. So I have
for inferior mouths.
Yeah, apparently. Mm-hmm. So I have a new mouthpiece coming, and that should help her.
That's so good.
Help her out. But yeah.
Hope she enjoys it. So you know what we're wondering, of course. You got any music skills? Are you into music yourself? Or are you like me, enjoying music and maybe getting lucky with an AI creation tool is about as good as it gets? Boost in and tell us what influence music has had on your life. Because, really, this is something you get to share with the kids.
Yeah.
It's super nice.
Wes is a former trumpet player. I had no idea.
All right, Wes.
That's awesome.
Maybe we should put a JB band together.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Oh, my gosh. That would be great.
That would be pretty fun to do at, events.
Actually, I wonder if Abby wants to play flute at Linux Fest this year.
She's got to get, brave. She gets shy sometimes. She's so
good. She's been street performing in Mount Vernon, though.
That's true. She does.
Yeah, right?
For total strangers.
Yes.
Abigail. All right. Boost in and let us know. We'd love to hear it. I think it would be great. Little bit of, get somebody in the audience, too, to join us with a few extra instruments, and then we do a little thing at Linux Fest. Put it on the live stream. I'm just saying. Wouldn't that be pretty great?
That would.
All right, now, I have a story to share. Some of you may know the history a bit, but in case you don't, some of it will be told to you in the form of song.
Woke up to chewing in the ceiling light. Wires made of soy, they're snacking every night. Holes in the wall and a tail on the floor. Thought I won the war till I heard one snore. Neighbors said let nature run wild. Now there's 10 little rats and they all got style. They tread water like Olympians too. I'm grabbing my keys 'cause I know what to do. Pack it all up, gotta hit that road. RV humming with a squeaky load. Ain't got a plan, just a rat-free dream. Sleeping in a lot where the lot lights beam.
They're back. They're back. You see, a couple of years ago, I fought a war with rats. Now, some background first before we get into this. You see, years ago, after our divorce, I had a big brain realization that, road trips are great. And if I could physically limit the size of where I live, this is one of many things I thought of, then I could physically limit the amount of crap I could collect, which honestly has always been a problem. I'm not, I don't know, I just collect a lot of old tech and junk stuff that years later I'm like, why do I still have this? And, if Abby was here going to join us today, I was going to make a joke that it also forces them not to go hide in their rooms when they come visit Dad. But that was for her benefit. So, big brain stuff I thought about. There was also a lot of things I didn't consider about an RV. And one of them, I was never going to know until it was too late. I don't think anybody was ever going to tell me this lesson. So I like to pass it on to the audience. It matters for RVs, trailers, and cars. And that is, RVs, just like your automobile, have to follow certain environmental regulations, which means a good deal of the electrical wiring in an RV is made out of soy, just like your car. Specifically, it's a soy-based insulation that they wrap the electrical wiring in. So that way, if you threw the RV in a landfill, it would degrade over time, just like if a car went into a landfill. The problem is, that's a tasty treat just waiting for rats. So about 2 years ago, my neighbor decided to tear down an old shed of theirs. It was an old cargo trailer from the 60s that had been taken off the back of a truck and then converted into a shed, just sort of like plopped down on the land. And it's probably been degrading since the 60s. And it was a total rat village. And that shed came down in about 30 minutes. They came over and knocked that thing out in about 30 minutes. And all the rats that lived in there spread out looking for a new shelter. This is a couple years ago. This is what happened, yeah.
But you watched that? You watched all the rats?
No.
Oh,
no.
Okay.
I was not actually there when they tore it down.
Oh, okay.
but a couple of the rats found their way into the RV.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a fun fact to tell you about rats. Would you like some fun rat facts?
Oh boy. Okay.
So rats can reproduce at ridiculous rates. In fact,
Ratatouille tells me that.
that is true. That is true. In fact, I went and looked up, and I got some stats for you. You ready for this?
Yes.
Rats can breed year-round, and a female rat can become pregnant again in just 48 hours after giving birth, meaning they can have a litter every 3 weeks, potentially producing 5 to 10 litters every year, and each litter is up to 12 rats.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So, and baby rats can start having babies themselves within 2 months.
No.
Yeah, so I got this piece from the National Geographic. I'll link to it in the show notes too. There's just some wild, interesting facts about rats in here that, yes, I have had to learn.
Horrible.
Rats are running amok. But generally here in India, they're not reviled the way they can be in the United States. In fact, to many in India, rats are sacred. 80% of the Indian population is Hindu, and in the Hindu religion, rats are believed to be companions of the god Ganesh. Rats are admired and revered for their cunning and adaptability, and it goes against the religion of many Indians to kill them. Hence,
Okay.
the rats reproduce at such a ferocious rate, they can't be contained, stopped, or even slowed down. Let's do the math. Each mother rat can have up to 12 babies in a litter. She can have a litter a month, 144 babies a year. Her babies will start having babies 2 months after they're born, and those babies will start having babies 2 months after that. One couple, just one, can produce 15,000
Oh my
descendants in a year.
gosh.
So where are all these rats going to live? In burrows that have to be dug out and expanded and remodeled constantly, which is what helps keep the rats' teeth from growing too long. Of course, with all these tunnels comes the accidental meeting of two alpha males.
They're so weird. And so they are just breeding like crazy. So I knew once they got into the RV, we had to get them out. Again, this was a couple of years ago. So I went to war, and our RV did take some serious damage just in the few, maybe 5 days they were in there, but we got them out. The least problem is they can stink the place up because they're pissing and crapping constantly.
Mm-hmm.
But actual damage occurred. Our kitchen slide died. They chewed through the control wires. So with our slide stuck out, we were DOA.
Mm-hmm.
We couldn't leave. So we couldn't go get repaired because we couldn't bring our slide and we couldn't go down the road. They also ate through one of our high voltage lines, exposing down to the metal wire, which I just happened to find. Could have been a major fire hazard. They ate through 2 of my 3 external drive camera lines. To this day, I still don't have my turn signal cameras
Oh, wow.
for my blind spots in a 40-foot long RV.
Jeff?
Yeah. We had to learn to fix all of this ourselves because we couldn't leave to get it fixed. And we can't even be sure for 100% certainty that we found everything. So I've set up like motion detectors and cameras in the spots that I think, where they kind of congregated.
Motion detectors sensitive enough to pick up a rat? Because,
Hopefully.
my cats don't get picked up on my ring.
Oh, yeah. No, it'll pick. Yeah, it should. Because it has picked up a mouse. Oh, we got a field mouse when we were at Owen Hills once and it picked it up. So fast forward to this week.
Okay.
About 2 years later. It's this weekend. Now, the same neighbor that had the shed, she has a house that's, 5-6 feet from our RV. We're really close. And she informs me, hey, just so you know, we're going to be using a lot of water today. So if you see a lot or hear a lot of water running, don't worry, it's going to be going for hours. Right. I had that same look on my face. I'm like, that's an odd thing to warn me about. So I pressed for a little more information. I'm like, so what's going on? What's she doing?
Why? Yeah.
Also because she's pretty careful about the amount of water she uses.
Right?
So she proceeds to tell me that for the next few days, she's going to flood out her crawl space under her house. She's going to fill it to the brim, which shocked me because, black mold, exposed wood, eroding the foundation.
Yeah.
Not to mention that even if you did kill the rats, then you'd have like tons of dead
Ew,
rats.
carcasses, yeah.
So she tells me that I've got a rat problem and their solution is they're going to flood them out. They're going to flood the rats out. And my head starts spinning,
Yeah.
right? As I start
Yeah.
learning more information.
You're like, where's my armor?
Right. I'm thinking, first of all, like, is this even a strategy anybody employs?
Right? Yeah, that's what
There's
I'm
got to be
wondering.
a lot of downsides, right? And then also, are rats going to care about water? No.
Right? The sewer.
It's an urban dweller's worst nightmare. A rat in the toilet. It's scary, but it does happen.
Good afternoon. You reach rodent.
Washington, D.C.'s rodent control receives a couple of complaints each
You
year.
have a rat in your toilet?
How does this ultimate rat invasion actually occur? First, it could easily sneak into grates or manhole covers open to the street. Residential sewer pipes feed into the main tunnel. A rat might consider this path an irresistible opportunity for exploration.
So in this video, the rat is swimming, it's soaking wet, and it's literally surfing on trash floating in water. Like, it gives no crap about the water. But not only that, they're excellent swimmers.
Its sharp claws allow the rat to scale almost any vertical surface. The rat is in the home's internal pipes. Going up? Now it faces the biggest test, getting through the last few feet of the narrow, maze-like toilet pipes. Is this even possible? The underwater passage leaves no room for error. At a turn, the rat finds a pocket of air, just enough to help it push on to the end of the line. How does it collapse its body like that?
So there's a pinch point, right where you flush, it gets the drain gets really tight, and the rat just sort of slinks right through.
Yeah.
Well, they have a superpower. They have a literal mutation.
Take a look at this rat's attempt to get to the other side of the tiny hole. If a rat can fit its head through an opening, the rest is easy because of its internal acrobatics. When squeezing through a constricted space, the pressure causes the ribs to give way. At the spine, the ribs are hinged, allowing them to effortlessly collapse.
Gross.
How does the rat deal with all that water? What if someone flushes? We think of rats as land animals, but it turns out they're expert swimmers. Rats paddle with their back legs while their front feet steer. The tail also works as a kind of rudder.
Okay, but they look really cute swimming. Like, you should
Rats
check
have
the show notes for the
incredible
video.
stamina. They can tread water for 3 days straight.
What?
They can tread water for 3 days straight.
That's crazy. If I opened my toilet seat and there was a rat in there, I would no longer need to go potty.
No, that's for
Like, it
sure.
would just...
That's for sure. So I knew this crawl space flooding technique was going to be a failed strategy. So I kept pressing for more information, and what I discovered is that they've been hearing rats for at least a year.
Oh.
They haven't said much. Why would you, I suppose? But now it's escalated. They're finding visual evidence everywhere, holes in the wall,
Oh, yeah.
including the newly refurbished kitchen and laundry room, food bags with holes in the sides,
Oh, yeah.
turds on the floor. They've also noticed that it's gone from just hearing them under the floorboards to
Mhm.
now they're in the sides of the walls and in the ceiling. So they're
Yeah.
everywhere.
So interestingly, Bella asked me if we have rats on the roof today, like literally today. And we do have a rock wall along the house where rats are living, but I've never had a rat or a mouse in the house ever. And what she's hearing is the vents
Oh, opening and closing.
opening and closing, or the
Squirrels, too.
the birds.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Cleaning out the gutter or the detritus that's on
Yeah.
the roof. So,
Yeah.
So this is a very timely.
Yeah. And you got to have your rat radar going, because once they're in, you got to get them out as fast as possible. But here's the problem. We know if they've been in there for about a year, we know what their reproduction rate is.
15,000.
And they're being fed, and they
Yeah.
have a shelter, and they're staying warm.
Yeah.
And this is sad for them because this is damaging their home. Like an inspector would find this damage.
Mm-hmm.
This is, not good for the value. So my number one concern is that, A, they're not doing much. And eventually, I'm just going to have this never-ending stream of rats coming to the RV. Because there's just going to be hundreds of them.
Mm-hmm.
Literally. Or concern number 2 is they do go to war, and then the rats flee and seek shelter in my RV like they did when they took down the shed.
Yeah.
So either scenario, if they do nothing is bad.
Yep.
Or if they if they take action is bad for me.
Yep. I took the kids camping some time ago, and there was a really nice adjacent campground, and the gal gave us hot chocolate packets, right? But I didn't have the things to do hot chocolate. So I put them in my car. And that night I had also turned on my car for a little bit to charge my phone or my watch, right? Because I can't miss my goals. And the warmth from my car
attracted
the mice, and then they ate into those hot chocolate packets. And I brought mice home with me.
Oh, geez.
So I ended up having to put little traps in my car.
Yeah.
And I didn't know how many I brought home.
Yeah.
It ended up being 2 or 3, but yeah.
The woods.
Yeah.
It's the woods. They're out there, it turns out. So I'm like, what do I do here, right? Because I've got this nice, warm, safe haven with soy-smelling electrical wiring
Yep.
that I already know is a
Tasty.
problem.
Super tasty.
Mm-hmm. So this is Sunday. I'm talking to Hadia, and I'm like, I think we got to leave. We got to go.
What?
Yeah, like we got to
Go to another place that also has rats?
Well,
I mean,
well, that's just it.
Right?
Where do
Yeah.
you go?
Yeah.
Like, because there are other places, but rats are a big problem.
Yeah. There is like, because I've talked to Terminex about this before. There is something that would that they would eat, and then it would dry them out, so the rotting corpse isn't a problem. They would just die from the inside out. Sounds horrible. I'm not necessarily I'm a catch and release, but
I have a couple of traps that we have in the RV, so if they get in and stuff. But yeah, it is a problem if they die somewhere in the walls.
yeah.
And right now, for me, getting a single rat in the RV is just not an option.
Mm-mm.
I think it could be the death blow. So Monday, while I was still sick and working, I was in between all of that packing up the RV all day long. And by the time Hadia got home from work, we were ready to go.
Packing up the RV for where?
Well, we didn't have anywhere to go.
Oh, did you go anywhere?
Well, so here's the problem,
Okay.
is we might need to be out for weeks. If you think about the scale of this problem.
Yeah. Well, is she going to do something different than flood the foundation
Well, that's just
or the
it.
crawl space?
Like,
Were you able to talk some sense into the neighbor?
well, she's thinking she's been paying for these people to come out and rotate traps, and maybe they can do something, but they're worthless. So
Well, clearly that's not working.
I was thinking about asking if she'd let me take care of it, but I don't want to crawl around in her crawl space.
Ew, no.
I know. It's like they needs to get. I know. So where do we go? And the other problem is that we just spent a week at the RV resort with the kids doing swimming and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So we just blew our camping budget on that. Which
Yeah.
was fine. We were happy to do it, but that's what we plan to spend that money on. And if you stay a week at an RV park, it's so expensive after COVID now. It's somewhere between $700 to $1,200 a week to stay at an RV park.
That's crazy.
So there are overnight spots that are free, but you can only stay overnight.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't really want to leave the rig there all day while you're working
Mm-hmm.
alone.
Yeah.
That's not great. And that's when Hadia had the big brain idea.
Ooh.
It's really genius.
Okay.
Because we needed somewhere we could go and maybe stay for a few days. It wasn't expensive.
Mhm.
And so she thought, why don't we call up the repair shop? We got a couple of low-key items on our list they could work on for a couple of days that aren't going to be super expensive. And we'll end up probably spending half what we would have spent on an RV park.
Oh my gosh.
We'll get these things fixed, and we'll have a place to store the RV during the day that's safe and secure.
Nice.
So she got home. We called them that morning, Monday morning, left them a voicemail, and they're like, yeah, bring it on in, drop it off, and we'll just work on it for the next couple of days. Like, great. Do you mind if we stay in it?
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
You're going to live there at the repair shop?
Yeah, so I slept in a parking lot last night.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Yeah, it was fine. We've got batteries and we've got
Yeah.
solar and generator, so it was totally fine. And then we'll probably just head out into the woods. We'll still have to watch for meese, but I'll take a field mouse over a rat any day.
Mm-hmm.
And then in a few days, one of our favorite campgrounds opens up. We might swing over there for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's Linux Fest.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to decide what to do after that.
Mm-hmm.
But I have no sense that this is going to get taken care of in the meantime. And it's you got to do it now. You want to strike now. But I think the scale of the problem is almost like fumigation.
Yeah, right? It sounds like it. In
Top
the
to bottom.
walls?
And the ceiling and the crawl space.
Ugh.
And that's just a massive job. It's thousands of dollars, and you got to call professionals.
Mm-hmm.
Woof. I'll tell you what, though. Talk about a problem you don't need, right? It's tax season. There's tons of things going on. We're going to be celebrating Dylan's birthday this coming weekend. There's a lot going on. Did not need this problem. So I'd love to know what you do. Call in, give me your tips or your rat stories or any questions if I left anything out. 774-462-5667. We're going to play a value for value track when we come back. If there's any calls, we'll take them and then we'll play voicemails. Again, it's 774-462-5667. And for our track this week, brand new, released April 4th by an artist who's delivered in the past 2 weeks in Nashville, and the track name is Getaway.
I'm gonna get away, far from everything. Please don't ask me why, I just need some time. I'm going out for a while, got things to get off my mind. Don't call me, don't follow me, don't ask me why. Don't hate me, I'm not the enemy, just gotta get things off my mind. Numb my brain, I gotta get away. I need a holiday, 'cause I'm not okay. I'm going out for a while, got stuff to get off my mind. Don't call me, don't follow me, don't ask me why. Don't hate me, I'm not the enemy, just gotta get things off my mind. My mind's been stressing me out and I can't decide what's bringing me down. This time I'll figure it out, just give me space and time. Told you I'd go and you should know that I will return and fix what we left. Letting you go is hard at first, but I will return and we can reset. So now I'm gonna get away, far from everything. No matter what you say, I just need some space.
There you have it. Getaway.
I liked it.
Yeah, if you boost during the song, 95% of the sats go to the artist. Now, we did get some voicemails this week, and Open Source Accountant is our very first caller.
Hello, Chris, Andrews, and the rest of the JB fam. This is Derek, the open source accountant. I'm calling in to let you know not only will I be at Linux Fest Northwest, my wonderful wife has decided to come along with me after a wonderful Spokane meetup. And a little feedback on the Linux Unplugged game session. I love it. And that is what finally got my wife to decide to go fully Linux. And now she will never open Windows again. It gets very hot and the air conditioning bill goes through the roof in the summer, but, you know, anything for a wife that runs Linux, right? Anyways, can't wait to see you guys at Linux Fest Northwest. Hope you guys have a great show. See you later.
That's a great story.
Yeah, it is.
I love to hear that. Very, very, very tickled. I shared that with the boys too. And looking forward to seeing you guys at Linux Fest Northwest. Our next caller came from Faraday Fedora.
Hey, Chris and Angelo. This is Faraday Fedora calling in. Just giving my road tripping tips that I always do for long trips. I always like to get my vehicle in for like a service 2 weeks in advance. One, just get everything kind of ironed out and see if there's any problems before you get on the road. And then also just having better tools than what your car comes with. It's no fun changing a tire with a tire iron, so I always like to bring a impact gun with me and stuff like that.
Oh.
But also, being an amateur radio guy, bring a radio. So handy thing to have when you're out in the middle of nowhere and there's no cell reception. Talk to you guys later. Bye.
Thank you, Faraday.
Perfect. Yep. I'm ahead of you on that. I got an oil change. I got new tires because I had worn them down in some weird way that I think only women can. Crazy women drivers. And I got my seat fixed because it like reclines, but then it won't go back forward, right? And I need to be able to swap driving with a tall person. So what's interesting is when I picked it up after they fixed that, because they had to replace the whole seat frame, the whole seat moving forward and back stopped functioning in the same way. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, this is a joke, right? Like, but that was just a loose plug apparently.
Oh, okay.
All of it was covered under warranty. Not all of that, just the seat issues was covered under warranty, thankfully. But yes, very good. If I had not already done an oil change and new tires, that would have been a really, or it is a very good advice. Thank you.
Yeah, it was great. We got a live call. Let's turn over to our live caller from Redmond, Washington. What's it say there, Andrews? Cannot change the, what's it say there, Andrews?
Cannot change the call status for because call is not in progress. Cannot redirect.
Maybe they hung up. They hung up. Dang. Oh, too bad. They were just about to make it on. Right as I hit answer, they hung up.
We could call them back.
Should we? You want me to call them back?
could.
I'll call them back. Never done that. Let's see what that's like.
Do you have it that track recording?
We'll find out.
Okay.
We'll see. Caller, are you there, Redmond? Hello.
Dad!
Hey, how you doing, girl?
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm with Bella.
What's Bella doing? Why isn't she at school? What's going on? What are you up to?
It's spring break, Dad.
Oh, that's a pretty good excuse. All right. How are you doing? You feeling okay?
Yeah, but my nose is super clogged.
I can tell. Yeah, I'm almost over it myself.
Yeah.
Are you making Bella a delicious breakfast?
I'm eating my breakfast that me and Mom got this morning.
Oh, okay. All right. Tell Bella we said hi.
Bella, Dad says hi. Hi, Dad.
Hey, girl. All right. Thanks for calling. It's nice to hear from you. Miss you. All right.
Miss you. Love gun.
Love gun. Enjoy summer or spring break. You know, whatever it is. The kids constantly get off
You're
school.
old.
Constantly out of school. All right. Love gun.
Love gun.
Okay. Thanks for calling. So back to the voicemails. That's fun, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
A guy named Ryan called in twice, and I fat-fingered his second voicemail. And there's no undelete I discovered.
Oh, no.
So I did get one of them, but I do remember his advice for you. It was some road trip advice for you for elderly folks.
Okay.
And that was one of the things when he had to move his folks that he thought was really useful is they had like a sheet printed out with all of their insurance information, like everything they needed on one sheet in case anything came up.
Yep.
And he also suggested that having power of attorney was extremely useful.
I requested one of those, and power of attorney I did mention, but I'm not sure if we would be able to get that done in time.
Yeah.
But somebody does have power of attorney, so at least there's that.
I remember him saying, when you need it, you really need it. That's what he said. All right, and then this was the voicemail I did manage to save.
Hello, launch crew. This is the guy named Ryan. Long time, second time. I'm just calling in because I just finished up the episode about sleep, or as I like to think of it, that's the whole episode about millennials gracelessly aging. I'm rocking a CPAP these days. That's been kind of helpful, but I was still feeling fatigued. Turns out that I get to join the Hashimoto's Club, and now I'm rocking some thyroid medications in the morning, and that's been a game changer. But this last week, I've incurred a running injury, and it's waking me up at about 3 a.m. in the morning with knee pain, and has just thrown me for a loop. Oh, man, it sucks getting old. Anyway, thanks for the great episode, and I look forward to future episodes. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks,
All
guy named
right.
Ryan.
The guy named Ryan. So I am in the Hashimoto's Club as well, and I got it after Dylan was born. Right, or it developed or activated or whatever. But then, I got pregnant twice after that, and trying to take that in the morning and not eat when you're pregnant is really difficult. So I actually switched to taking the medicine at night because I just do dinner at like 4 or 5, and then I just don't eat for the rest of the night. So I don't have to worry about iron or calcium or zinc, which you can't have when you're taking the synthetic hormones. So anyway, if that works for you, maybe switch to night, and that might be better.
And then you get to humble brag that you intermittent fast.
Yeah, actually, it is built-in intermittent fasting for sure. And then I can eat whatever I want. Like most breakfasts should be high protein with iron and calcium. So like, how do you even avoid that? There's just no way.
I think what this tells us is we need an aging millennials matrix support group. All right, just a couple more left. This one's from Monty.
Hello. This is Monty calling.
No, it's not Monty. It's Daddy.
Well, they can't call me Daddy.
Oh my gosh, yes we can.
Anyway, my question for you guys is, what is the launch? I've been enjoying the show, but I don't know what it is. Is it a news show? Do you guys have specific topics that you cover? What's the deal? Anyway, this drawer is full of Fruit Loops.
What is the launch? It's perplexing. It's confusing. I think I like it, but I don't know what it is. Yeah, we get that. We hear that. You know, what we wanted to do after Coda Radio went independent is we wanted to create something that would be of value for our members and our long-timers. As we kind of sit back and evaluate our options, it's nice to have something that the core crew likes, that we can continue to drive value for our Jupiter party. And so it's our option, it's our opportunity to connect with you outside of the confines of the regular shows, which are generally very much on topic, very much focused on signal, and not so much on this type of stuff that we talk about. Does that make sense?
Additionally, it's kind of all ages and all genders, right? Like, so it's not like, I don't know, like with the faux show, there were a lot of girlfriends and wives that joined their boyfriends and husbands to listen in. And this kind of hits that vibe as well. Like if they aren't into the really high tech stuff, it's just a nice laid back. And then our kids have enjoyed it, and they are, 11, 14, and almost 16, which is crazy. So yeah.
Yeah, they get to participate in a way they never have before too. Thank you. Good question. And I hope it means that you'll continue listening. I hope. We got a new member who called in too.
Hey, Chris. I've listened to you guys for a few years and recently decided to become a member. I just wanted to mention, I just found out you can jailbreak the e-ink Kindles, pretty much any model. And the thing that really sold me was, Damn It Jeff on YouTube, in his video, was controlling Home Assistant. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, A, I got to call in and tell you. B, I'm going to get one. So I think I'm going to try jailbreaking that and see where it goes. Just figured you might want to know.
Yeah, you had me at controlling Home Assistant. I could picture that. A low-power e-ink display up on the wall. Definitely let me know how that goes, because I've got like the Kindles that update so often, a 2 or 3 year old Kindle that I would happily jailbreak to do that. All right, rounding us out is listener Chris.
Hey, Chris. Hey, Angela. This is Chris. Just found JB at the beginning of this year. Kind of sad I didn't find it earlier. Listened to all of Self-Hosted. Fantastic show. Kind of funny to relate to the journey you guys went through. And
we're losing him. And there it goes. Well, thank you for the call, listener Chris, and it's good to hear from you. Feel free to call back and finish the story. All right, since that one got cut short, we'll sneak in a little Magnolia Mayhem here. Oh, and we have looks like we have an important call to get to here.
Hey, it's Magnolia Mayhem. So I heard y'all saying y'all wanted more call-ins, but so I meant to call in a while ago, but my son, he was supposed to join me and he got cold feet, so this is super late.
I know how
anyway,
it goes.
The video game that I've been having an unhealthy relationship with recently isn't actually a game that I'm playing. See, Mini Mayhem over here. He's really, really, really good at Portal, like a natural.
Oh, yeah.
Like he blew through the first game in a couple of days on a school week.
Dylan is too.
And that you would think would be really good, except when he reaches a point when he doesn't just blow through it naturally, it's on me now. And so every day, or at least once a week, I run into a situation where I have to go play through a level of Portal because he isn't a natural at it for some reason.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's just that's me winging the what should have been two of us. But yeah. Anyways, Cool.